On, Damo, what episode we doing?
75. I don't have a microphone.
Ah, you don't have a mic tonight. Okay. We had some, yeah, that was a power move. So we've had some technical issues with my Behringer little mixer thing. Unfortunately, when we first got it, my old camera guy, he decided to spill Coke on a $400 mixer. And he fixed it and everything was fine.
He fixed it?
Fixed it. But I think it's actually like it's stuffing up just a little bit now after a year and a bit maybe. But yeah, tonight. So we've got Frankie Mac on.
What up?
Yeah, this guy.
Should I be looking there or looking there?
You can look wherever you want to. Yeah,
cool.
Wherever you want to look.
Wherever I want. Sweet.
So you're Mr. Respawn, huh?
Some people like to call me that.
And a legendary Pokemon.
A legendary Pokemon or Pokemon trainer maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't really want anyone to catch me.
Okay.
That'd be a bit,
Pokemon trainer then.
We'll go trainer, yeah.
Well, what about one of the Elite Four? How about
That's
that?
it. The champion.
Yeah, the champion.
I'm good with that.
So you're also a DJ as well?
I do, yes.
And you play everywhere by the looks of it? Well, like major nightclubs and stuff like that?
Yeah, so at the moment I am at the Court Hotel every Saturday night. You can find me upstairs mixing some R&B tunes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's good fun. Love it. And apart from that, I am studying primary teaching.
Really?
Yes.
No shit. I never would have guessed that, but okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's the plan.
Yeah, that's
hopefully halfway through my degree at the moment.
Yeah,
or
really?
just under half.
No shit. Okay.
Went through as a mature age student.
Yeah.
Trying to have a bit of fun with that and give some good back into the world.
Here I am thinking that you're gonna be a DJ forever, and it's like,
well, maybe I might be one of those. Like my partner always just like, I don't want you to be one of those sleazy Italian wedding DJs.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, being
like hopefully not.
45 years old and just hanging out and just like, yeah, can I have a beer?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Slick
With free food.
hair.
Yeah. So what got you into music? Let's get this ball rolling.
Yeah, let's do it. So I don't know. I've always just loved music. Going back to, listening to the top 40 on my radio and then pressing record on my blank cassette to try and get those songs so I can listen to them all I want. Whereas like these days it's just like just Spotify straight away.
That's it. It's all digital.
It is. So that's kind of my first foray into music. And then from there, I don't know. I think I had some friends that were DJs. And they seemed really cool. So like, let's see what this is. My dad hated DJs, so of course I had to be a DJ.
Was he in bands or anything prior? Or?
So he was a venue owner. So he didn't like DJs at all.
Yeah.
He thought they were like just the dirt of the dirt.
Yeah, because he probably has to put up with so many dickheads or something like that. Yeah.
So it just
but that's of course, back in the day. But yeah, sorry, you go.
Probably still is. So pretty much I just graduated. You always want to be that rebellious teenager. My dad hated DJs. Well, I'm going to be a DJ.
Yeah.
So got into that. Managed to save up. Get some turntables, some old Stantons, get a mixer, do a bit of house parties.
Really? You got Stanton turntables? Which ones?
Just like, it was the beginner's pack. It was I remember going into, do you remember the DJ Factory?
Yeah.
In Northbridge?
Yeah, and then it closed. Yeah. That
so
place was so good.
I remember lay-buying my first set. It was, you had your two turntables and this little mixer. And I was just doing house parties for people and that.
So you were taking vinyl to the house parties and stuff?
I was using Serato.
Okay,
so this was kind of like Serato was just kind of
just coming out,
coming through. It was, well, I would say it had already been out for a little while, but it was either kind of like now, you're either CDJs or your Serato.
Yep.
So because I had a few DJ friends that use Serato, I was like, well, that's what I got to do now.
Yeah, no, that makes sense because then it's like, you know, if you get in trouble or anything, like you can ask them for help and they can, show you the ropes. And
and
what year would you reckon this would have been? Because like Serato when it first
well, this would have been just after I left school, so I would have been 18, so that would have been 2009.
Shit, yeah, that's 11 years ago. No, it's 12 years ago.
12 years ago.
12 years ago. I'm so old.
Yep.
We're all old.
We're getting there.
Yeah, I know. Kids born in 2000, now 21.
I know the kids coming through in the clubs, and they're like 2001.
It's nuts. It's just like, what the fuck's going on? Like, and then I can't believe it. I'm so old. But
and then they're requesting music that wasn't even around when they were born. Oh, crazy.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah. We can get into that later.
Okay, we'll get into that
Definitely getting into that later.
So from there, pretty much, I got involved with Groove FM. Do you remember Groove?
Kind of.
So Groove was a radio station on 101.7, a community radio station, very focused on urban music.
Okay.
So there are a few DJs and announcers there who I got to know pretty well. One of them, Scooby.
Scooby, yeah.
Jay Scooby, good friend of mine.
Yeah.
He's probably not listening, but...
Just quickly as well, so... What is urban music? And also shout out to Scooby if you're watching.
Yeah.
Shout out.
R&B, hip hop.
Okay.
Is kind of your main genre of urban.
Yeah, so it's
soul.
it's groovy, soul, disco, that kind of stuff in a way. Okay. Yeah.
So had my foot in the door there to do some stuff, and then literally got shut down.
Really? So did you get a gig through them at all? Or
no,
was it just you got your foot in the door?
Got my foot in the door, signed up to be, because it was all volunteer based.
Yeah.
So it was all run by the YMCA, I'm pretty sure. It was all volunteers. So I think there were some issues around not enough Australian content. I really don't know too much about it, so I won't go into detail. But from there, it kind of spawned a radio station called Hype 101.7.
Okay.
So what they did was during the night, I think it was like 6 till 6, it was Hype, which is like a youth community radio station. And then the other half was Sports FM. So I got involved with that, got my own radio show on there.
Fuck yeah, that's sick.
Called Hyperbeam Radio.
Hyperbeam Radio, yes. That's awesome.
So which was like pretty much the first ever nerd radio show. Like we recorded it and then put it on.
Yeah.
So we did that for a little bit.
But like nerd radio show. So what would you do? Like you just talk about video games and like
pretty much just like
reviews.
It was pretty much like a podcast.
Okay.
So we'd just talk about games and we'd go to some events here and there and record our shows live. I remember doing a show in Belmont Cinemas for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I think it was like 2 launch or 3 launch, and then doing like Halo ODST launch as well.
Really? That would have been sick.
Had like on the big screen and everything.
Yeah, no way. That would have been packed as well because Modern Warfare 2 was where it was at. Like,
I'm trying to remember. I don't think it was packed because the event wasn't really like. It wasn't an official event. It was with Game Traders.
Okay.
Game Traders?
Not really, no.
No, it was kind of like another video game retailer.
Okay. I got to admit though, it's like when Modern Warfare 2 came out, I took like a whole week off school. It was just straight
That was
up.
a good game.
I was just like, I have to get Prestige before my friends.
Yeah.
Like back in the day when it meant something.
Did you get like the big collector's edition?
Yeah.
With was it the night vision goggles?
No, I didn't get that one. No. I wanted to get that. But then I saw reviews and stuff like that, and apparently the night vision goggles were shit. Like,
probably, yeah.
Yeah, like they're just like, cheap night vision goggles. They weren't like military grade, but they were plastic grade.
I think more was just the gimmick of
that's it.
Night vision goggles.
That's it in your house. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's sidetracked now.
No, sorry. Yeah.
That's cool.
But so you worked it up. Well,
did some volunteering there, and that really and the people who I was around, with like Scooby, seeing him in the clubs at Eve at the time.
Okay.
Really got me wanting. All right, let's do this. Let's get this serious.
That's the one at the casino, right?
Yes.
Yep. Just for people that don't know where it is and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's there, but it's not there.
Yeah.
So it's still there, and they do events every now and then, but technically, it's not a nightclub that runs Friday, Saturdays.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it would. I thought no matter what, since it's part of Burswood, it just keep going no matter what. They just
I think they
siphon money.
They shut it down. how long ago? Maybe a year ago now.
Okay.
And they just do random events here and there.
No way. I had no idea about that. But that probably makes sense why it just disappeared off the map in the way of Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was pumping 10 years ago. And then it kind of just went downhill slope as more people just wanted to go
gamble. Yeah.
It was just gambling made them all the money. It even didn't make them any money. It was just there because they could.
Yeah. I was going to say, how many episodes did you do for your little podcast thing? Because
it wasn't a lot. I think we did it for maybe 10, 20 episodes.
Still, that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, due to licensing reasons, they gave, because it was a split, like I was saying, a split broadcast.
Yeah.
So eventually, they had to decide who do we give the license to, and unfortunately, gave it to the Sports FM.
Yep, yep.
I think that's what they're still on there nowadays, 101.7.
Okay.
Possibly.
And so Sports FM is just sports and stuff then, right?
Yeah, I think that's more focused on community. It's all community based, so it needs to meet that certain requirement of community content to be classified as a community radio station and to retain that license.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much. Yeah, go on though.
So from there, I was introduced to the legendary DJ Don Miggy.
I don't think I've ever heard of him.
Have you heard of Miggy?
No.
He one of the more old school DJs who was big between, he still does heaps now, but he was, when your R&B and hip hop was at its peak in the early 2000s, where you had like the R&B Super Club at Metro City, and then when Metro City was the place to go, like that place was absolutely heaving every Friday, Saturday night.
Yeah, I remember hearing stories about that, and it's just the big house basically. Yeah, it just was the big house kind of thing. But yeah.
So I got word that he was looking for a trainee to bring on board. So all right, like this is my chance, and I was like, yep, sign me up, cool. So pretty much how it all started was I'd go there with a pen and paper or my laptop. And for about a year, I just took notes. I just wrote down tracks.
No way.
I didn't actually get to DJ. This was like the old school method of how to learn how to DJ. It wasn't like you come in, you play a bit, you learn. It was pretty much you sit there, you're there every Saturday night from open to close, and close was 4 or 5 in the morning. You sit there with either a pen and paper or just your laptop, and you write down every single song that the DJs played, who were the residents at the time. Then, you'd make notes on, yes, this is a good song, I'm going to play this at this time. Go make sure you have all that music. So then I'd go home the next day, I'd download, put that into Serato, and do that for a year. Just to know, stuff you should play at open, what you should play in the middle. Did that for a year, obviously not getting paid.
I got to quickly say as well, I did the exact same thing. I'm not even going to lie. Like with Death Disco, like I would just follow one of Death Disco's members around and go and hang out with them.
Yeah, because they're, I won't say old school, but they're definitely older DJs, and they learnt through that time. Exactly,
yeah. And they've been doing it for like 25, 30 years or something like that. And it's just like, for me, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when I managed to bump into them, I was just like, please teach me. So I just sat there just like watching exactly the same thing. I was taking notes and stuff, but I was just like, that's a cool song. I want that song. And then it's like, okay, how do I mix that song with that song? Because I used the same equipment as him. So with that, I was like, okay, I've got this. Like, he did that. How do I do that? And then just went from there.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's such a good way to learn, right? Like that's an amazing way to do it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot of dedication.
It is. And a lot of Saturday nights missed out with your mates.
That's exactly,
Which there was a period where like I wanted to quit. And I was like, nah, screw that. Why am I doing this? I'm not going to get anywhere. But
it's your foot in the door though, right? It opens a door and you go, wait a minute. It's like, well, I'm going to this nightclub for free, right? Because you were going to Metro City for free, right?
This was at Eve.
Oh,
I was doing this at Eve.
Yeah, but you still got into Eve for free, right? Instead of paying the 15, 10, 5, whatever entry fee it is, get to hang out on stage and just like, okay, that's a banger, that's a banger, that's a banger. And it's like, look at the crowd, they're all having fun. It's the exact same thing at Capital. I was just like, oh my God, I'm on stage. There's like
not many I don't think any DJs do that these days. It's kind of like they'll do a bit at home and then they'll kind of just get shoved on stage.
That's
so
it.
I didn't touch decks for a whole year. And then finally got to play, still didn't get paid, which I was like, whatever, cool. Thinking about now, like, look where I am today.
Yeah. Playing at a big club, like
playing at Eve Club, playing on one of the probably the best sound systems in Perth.
Yeah. And still even the court is an amazing club today. Like it is definitely easily in the top 5, top 3. Like
love it.
Yeah. Like that place just bangs all the time. You drive, when I used to work at the Flying Scotsman, I just drive past and just lines out the front for days and like, okay, I want to play it there,
Yeah.
but never been able to. But yeah, sorry, keep going. Yeah.
And then, yeah, slowly that worked into getting paid a little bit. So I was like, yes, I'm finally, I'm maybe getting paid like 25 an hour, but it's something. I'm technically a professional DJ. I'm getting paid now.
That's it, yeah.
So at that same time was when I was like, all right, cool. Like, I really want to run my own event. And being a massive nerd, I was like, how can I combine what I'm learning from DJing and a nerd and kind of combine them into one? So I came up with, over East, I saw they had a venue called Mana Bar. Did you ever hear about that?
Mana, M-A-N-A?
M-A-N-A.
I think
like a
I've
video
heard of
game
that.
cocktail bar.
Yeah, whereabouts is it though?
It's not there anymore. It's shut down.
Oh,
but
damn it.
It was pretty much, like a video game cocktail bar where you just go there, think of just like a cocktail bar in Perth and just with video games. So that is like the coolest idea ever.
Yeah, that
And
sounds
I
pretty
want it here.
amazing.
Like Yahtzee.
Yes.
It was what? It started by the guy who made Yahtzee.
No, the guy who made Zero Punctuation.
Zero punctuation?
Yeah.
The fedora guy.
Yeah, the Fedora guy.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
Yeah. So they did that over in Melbourne. I'm like, I really want something over here because I just, think that would be a great combination. So got in contact with someone who owned a pub, the Eden Hill Bar and Bistro, just like in the middle of nowhere. And I was like, hey, I want to make my own video game bar. Like, yeah, cool. We'll give you, what was it? I think it was like Wednesdays. And pretty much, yeah, just went in there, set up games, had some nerdy drinks for the launch because the people who own the bar also own the company Crazy Sexy Cool.
Okay,
Heard
yeah,
of them?
I think I've heard of them. Yeah,
So
yeah,
just like
yeah.
a modeling agency.
Yeah.
Looking back at it now, it's really cringe. We had just models dressed up in like Lara Croft
Really?
and Princess Leia. It was looked pretty average now. But at times like, this is so cool. We got video games, we've got girls, we've got
Yeah, but
bar.
that sounds like a nerd's dream though. You go to a bar and you're like, oh my God, Lara Croft is here. I'm in heaven.
Yup. So that was the birth of an event called Bite Night.
But no. And so that's B-Y-T-E night,
Yeah,
right?
N-Y-T-E. because-
N-Y-T-E.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, didn't want to get copyright or anything.
Well,
right?
pretty funky there.
Yeah.
So that, and this, I was making no money off this. This was just kind of like, hey guys, come down. I'm doing this thing. And it was mainly just people from work just coming through and chilling and playing games. So from there, still doing my DJing stuff, moved, because that venue eventually got shut down.
What, the Eden?
The Eden Hill Bar and Bistro. I think we were there for maybe a few months and then it got shut down.
Okay.
So we needed a new home. So then I was able to get in contact with the owners of where do we go next? Mental blank now.
Well, I just want to ask as well. So
yes, sorry.
what games did you actually set up and stuff like? Was it like 64 and everything like that and PlayStation or?
So yeah, a bit of everything really. So
Yeah.
then it would have been stuff like Smash Bros, Mario Kart, just those really good couch co-op games.
Did you ever have competitions or anything like Smash Bros competitions or anything or?
We did Smash Bros comps.
That would
I
be
hate doing
pretty
Smash
cool.
Bros comps.
Really? Why? I
let's
thought that would be the coolest thing ever. Like,
It's fun doing them, but just the crowd in the community are very like, it has to be my way. I need this controller.
Okay,
you need
yeah.
to play it on CRT TV so there's no lag.
Oh.
Very demanding crowd, and it was just like, just pull my. There were our busiest nights when we did Smash Bros comps.
Yeah.
But sometimes just the pain wasn't worth it.
yeah. Did you ever do things like Mario Kart nights, like races and stuff like that? Like,
I'm trying to think. I remember we did a Mario Kart comp once, and that went pretty well because it's so easy for anyone to pick up and play.
that's it. Yeah. Mario Kart's one of the
Once we did, like,
simplest but most popular games ever. Like,
And we did a Mass Effect launch party.
really?
Yeah.
That would have been sick. Like Mass Effect 1, 2 or 3?
Mass Effect 3.
Oh, when it had the bad ending and everything like that.
See, I've never played Mass Effect.
Oh, you're missing out. Don't get the new, like the
Don't
remastered.
get the remaster?
Like apparently with the remaster, they've literally taken like 15% out of the game.
Oh, really?
And then they've tried, because it's EA. EA's doing
Of course,
EA
they want to make you
things.
pay for it.
Yeah, that's it. Or they're doing it because it's not fitting their niche market, their standards, because, being 2021 and how things have changed and this and that. And it's like, they're changing some of the dialogue up because it doesn't fit, and this and that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes. So bullshit though, because I finished number 1, 2, 3, and then a week later after I finished 3, they announced they're doing the remaster, and I was like, why did I just complete it again? Like, what's going on? And I just did the same thing with KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic as well, Star Wars. Just finished 1 and 2, and then I get told they're doing a remaster of them all.
Let's play them again.
Yeah,
In
it's like,
HD, 4K.
But then I have to pay for them. Like, but I guess with 4K HD, it's might
And
be
the amount of
worth
times I've
it.
bought the same Pokemon game on every single system it's come out on, don't even started.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we took Bite Night
Yep.
to Universal Bar.
Okay.
So we were upstairs of Universal Bar for a little while.
Yep.
Same kind of concept. I somehow managed to monetize it to earn a bit of money. It was just $5 entry, but I wasn't really enjoying it. I didn't feel that I just had the motivation to do it. So I kind of palmed it off to one of my mates. I was like, look, this is your event now. You do what you want. And then I created a new event called Respawn.
Yeah.
So Respawn, actually, sorry, I take that back.
Okay.
It's all coming to me now.
Yeah.
So I created an event called Arcade.
Okay.
It was my concept of a video game nightclub. So we did 2 events. We did one event upstairs at Metro Fremantle.
Really?
Yeah.
Whole of upstairs Metro is free.
Yeah, the upstairs area.
Wow, okay.
I think it was like a Friday night. It didn't go very well.
Okay.
The concept was there, but I think because it was in Freo,
Yeah.
it was a new thing, didn't go that well.
The Freo crowd's very interesting. Like,
I think this was before Friday, like Metro Freo was huge. I think
Okay.
it's always been big, but I think now it's just another juggernaut. At the
Yeah,
moment.
that's it. That's exactly it. Like, it's kind of, in a way, it's not holding Fremantle up, but at the same time, it's like one of the only places you can go that's a nightclub in Fremantle. Kind of thing. They need to open more bars and stuff that can open till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And if they do that, then it's going to make them run for their money, kind of thing.
That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did an event there, and then did another event. Do you remember Flawless in Subiaco?
Oh, Flawless Nightclub. Yeah.
So we did an event there as well. Both of them didn't go very well. So I kind of like just gave up with that arcade idea. And then I started up a new event called Respawn at the Boulevard Tavern in Joondalup.
In Joondalup.
Joondalup. So we went.
Are you south of the river or like north or?
I've been everywhere.
Really?
So at the time I think I was in Mount Lawley at the time.
Okay.
So we started up another kind of chill gaming night called Respawn at the Boulevard Tavern. And then that place shut down. I have a bad history with going to venues and them shutting down. So I don't know if it was me or is it my event.
You're not cursed. It's probably, it's just the event. Like, not the event. It's just the venue. Sorry. My bad.
I honestly feel like venues are only giving the gaming event a chance that were like desperate for something. So, hey, look, we took advantage of it. Anyway, that fell through. Really needed an event, a space to go to. And then there's a venue called The Game was opening up.
And so that was just the refurbished Aberdeen hotel, right?
Yeah. So pretty much through, it's all about who you know. So the people who previously owned the Eden Hill Bar and Bistro were related to the current owners of The Game.
Okay.
So those wires crossed and we're able to get something happening there on a Friday night, which we've never done before. We've always been like Wednesday, Thursday nights.
Yeah.
So started doing kind of chill gaming nights, and we slowly introduced a DJ, and it started turning slowly into
like a party thing, right?
Party, a nightclub, and then that's pretty much what Respawn is today.
And so how many Respawn events have you done? Because it's been going for a while.
Respawn's been around since about 2016.
Yeah.
And it literally just started as a kind of chill gaming night, which I remember having just games on the big screens, nothing too special. And then I think we did a few events where I DJ'd, and then people were like really enjoyed that. I was like, oh, cool, we can turn this into something. And then, it just turned into a bit of a more of a doof. yeah,
Perth's biggest nerd night.
Pretty much, yeah. And then we just incorporated cosplay into that and just getting as many games as possible. And then, it'd always been my dream to host after parties for Comic-Con and Supernova. And we've done the Supernova after party every year, apart from last year, of course.
Because of COVID and everything.
Because of COVID. And and hopefully we'll do another one this year.
That's so cool though. It's so cool. So then with the after parties, how busy do they get? Do you guys do you do something where it's if you show your wristband from Supernova, you get a discounted entry?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So we'll do say $20 entry if you just want to come down. You don't even have to go to Supernova. You can still come down and party because it's a fun night. Yeah. Or if you show your wristband, you get cheaper entry.
Yeah. And do you any discounted drinks or anything, or is it just cheaper entry?
Just cheaper entry.
Yeah.
This makes obviously as a promoter, the bar and the promoter are very separate, so it just makes things a little bit easier.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I was going to ask as well. So, when you did...
Sorry, I'm rushing through things.
No, it's all good. We've got to revisit stuff and everything. So, with Arcade, when you were running that one, so did you change up the games much or anything like that? Or was it just same kind of concept in a way?
To be honest, it was pretty much the same concept. I just feel that I needed to build it up first from a small gaming event and then slowly ease things in. You know, stuff like a video game nightclub is no one has ever experienced that in Perth before.
No, that's it. Yeah.
I know there is one in Vegas. I think it's called Insert Coin, or I can't remember, like Level Up or something.
Yeah. Yep.
But nothing had ever really been done in Australia before. So to be like, bam, video game nightclub was kind of like just a bit too foreign. I had to kind of introduce the concept with games, with alcohol, DJs, smoke machines, lights, cosplay, and then just pretty much turn it into what you would imagine a video game nightclub to be.
Yeah. Damo, can you pull up some of the...
Yes. Yep.
Player One video game. Was that based off the movie at all? Because I haven't seen the movie.
That was before.
Okay.
I think you read Ready Player One.
Yeah, Ready Player One. Yeah, I still haven't. Have you seen that at all?
The movie, yeah.
Any good?
It's not bad.
Okay, I might give it a watch.
Yeah, it's good. And there's the Ready Player 2, the book, because it's based off a book.
Okay.
So Ready Player 2, the book just came out recently, and then they're going to be making a movie off that.
Okay, no, that's pretty cool then. If they actually it's been successful enough to be able to make a sequel.
It
basically.
Wasn't the best, but it was
something.
It was good.
Yeah, yeah. So could you pull up the photos and like pull up the Respawn Facebook page and stuff like that? If that's all right.
Yeah, of course. I already did, but yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Right.
So I wanted to ask though, like, so go through the photos and stuff like that. How many?
Go out,
yeah, like I was going to say, like with the cosplay, like when did it first start popping up? Like, were you just encouraging people to just come dressed up? You know, just do this, do that. Like,
we pretty much designed it around themed events.
Right, open up the photos and scroll through them and stuff like that.
So it would be like, Pokemon Party. Dress up in Pokemon cosplay for cheaper entry, or best dress wins, and then definitely having the after parties for Supernova and Comic Con helped to get people to come in cosplay
because they'd already be dressed up.
Exactly,
and
yeah. And I feel people just love partying and cosplaying and an excuse. And
I know that guy,
Chris.
Yeah, Chris is a legend.
Yeah, he's my photographer, so he does. Yeah, him and Rami.
Oh, Rami as well. Okay.
Yeah, so they usually do my photos for Respawn. And they've been doing it for a little while now.
But it just looks like so much fun, honestly. Like, because that's the thing, is like, where else can you go for a cosplay night in Perth?
And get hammered.
And get hammered at the same time.
And the best thing I feel as well is you feel safe.
Yeah.
So the gaming community and the cosplay community are literally the nicest people, the best community out there. Every event we run at any venue, the bartenders will come up and be like, everyone was so nice. Everyone said please and thank you. The drunker people got, the nicer they got.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like the complete opposite of what a normal nightclub's like. That's so good.
I just remember the one that I always bring this up. I remember someone got so drunk that security kicked them out. And they were like so excited because they were getting kicked out because they were so drunk. They're like, oh my God, like I'm getting kicked out. This is amazing. I'm a badass. Look at me go.
That's so good.
It's just the complete opposite to whereas like your typical club where people get drunk, they get more angry and they get kicked out and they want to punch on.
Yeah. That's it.
I think maybe we've had one fight in the past 5-6 years at Respawn.
That's it. That's amazing. That's
the
amazing.
Drunker they get,
record.
the nicer they get.
That's so good.
Like,
and then how many people like go through the doors, do you reckon? Like how many per event?
It depends. Probably 150, 200. So it's not a huge event.
But Perth is a small place.
It is.
That's the thing. Like to get a 150, 200 people and they're dressing up and they're getting involved and they're having fun. That's amazing. That's really
it's
good.
Good fun.
Like that's sick.
Yeah, and it's like complete opposite. So let's say we start the event at 8:00. So most events and that you say event starts at 8, people rock up 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Respawn, they're there at 7:30. They're lining up out the front because they know this place opens at 8:00.
Yeah.
And they're done by 1.
Yeah.
So we all get to go get cheeseburgers afterwards early and go to bed and
you actually have an early-ish night.
That's it. It's just the complete opposite to your usual club night, which is, after DJing clubs for so long, it's so weird. And
that's it, like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning, you walk out and then the DJ finishes at like 5:30 and you walk out.
I don't miss the 5 a.m. finishes.
I miss it so much.
You do?
Yeah, honestly. Like at Capital, it was the funnest thing because it's like the club closes, we all go out the back, we all roll a cigarette and we just like hang out and we just watch the sun come up and we just sitting down on the chain out the back of Amplifier and just chatting and hanging out, talking about music and DJing. It's like, oh, do you see that? This happened tonight? Will you say that? And like just sharing stories. And it's like the little community that we had was just so good.
True. I guess if you don't have that community, then so I didn't think I really had much of that community because most of the venues I DJ'd at, it was like your bartenders and your DJs.
Yeah.
It was kind of like your own little cliques in a way.
And so that's what's so good about Amplifier and Capital and stuff like that. It's just like some groups within that whole group kind of thing, they were lovely people. They were just really, really nice people. And they were just keen to go out, just go and have a cigarette and hang out and chat and just hang out kind of thing.
So like now, like the Co-op, because it isn't technically a nightclub, it's just, it runs on a tavern license. So we're shut by 2.
Yeah.
So I love that.
And
Home
that's
by 2:30.
Yeah.
I can still have I can wake up at a decent hour on a Sunday and get some stuff done. So yeah, I don't miss the 5
So when you were at Eve, were you going home at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. kind
4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hardest bit was driving home.
Yeah.
I remember Miggy was telling me one of his old trainees actually fell asleep at the wheel
Really?
and passed away.
Oh, really?
Yep. Driving
Okay.
home.
No, sorry to hear. That's
So that definitely freaked me out. So hardest bit is driving home. Now, no issues at all. I could like finish at 4 or 5 in the morning and driving home fine. I'm so used to it. But the first kind of 6 months of doing 5 a.m. finishes, it's hard.
Yeah, I can
You're
imagine.
probably used to it now.
Well, that's it. Well, I'm not used to it anymore because I don't do it anymore, unfortunately. But the thing is, I'd try and sleep an hour or 2 before I go out because in that way I'm rested up. And then also I'd have like quite a few Red Bulls and other things to keep me awake.
It does help.
Yeah, just go and party it up a little bit and, be wide-eyed for a while.
Got to do it.
Yeah. So then with Respawn and stuff like that, and you've been going for like 5-6 years. So like, what are some of the best nights you've ever had?
So our best night is we did a Cheese TV party.
Cheese TV, like the old school Cheese TV.
Yep. And we got the host.
For Cheese TV?
Yes, we got Matt and Ryan. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
And then what did they do? Like,
So pretty much they just came, they're the boganest guys ever.
Really?
They're so bogan.
Where are they from though? Like over
Sydney.
east? Sydney, okay.
So they're in Sydney. So we got them over, we got them actually over really cheap, which is great. So we got them over and they pretty much just came down, they hosted our cosplay comp and they just got really drunk and played games and took photos of people.
That's awesome.
And that's our best night ever. We like had the game, or as what was called back then, upstairs, we had downstairs. It was crazy. It was probably the best night of Respawn ever. And meeting, I want to say my heroes, but definitely like as a kid, watching Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z and seeing them and seeing the actual real people and just they were crazy.
See, that's the thing for me. Like it was Pokemon, but more Dragon Ball Z for me. Like I was just obsessed with that when I was a kid, and Cheese TV was the way I got to watch it until I got Cartoon Network, and I was like, all right, now I'm gonna watch all of it, and then binged watched every episode. But that's hectic.
So that was huge. Our first Disney party. So we were doing Disney parties before Disney parties were cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to admit that.
Because that's the thing as well. I have to admit, it's like Lucy's Love Shack started doing Disney parties.
Everyone does Disney party now.
Exactly.
Even
Everybody does
parties,
it.
Because, so the one thing I found with Respawn is that people wouldn't come unless you made an event for it. So they would just be like, they wouldn't show up. So every week when we did Respawn Weekly, we'd do like a different themed event every week.
Wouldn't that be quite full on?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
But it works. Anyway, we're doing all these different themed events before venues. Venues do your typical kind of like, I'm trying to think of, your traffic light party. You'd have a white party. What kind of your typical ones?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now you have all these different theme parties. But we were doing them 8 years ago. So our first Disney party was probably one of I think us and the Court were the only 2 venues who would do a Disney party because it was very, let's say it like childish in a way. For like a big major nightclub to do a Disney party.
That's where it's so interesting because the way that the music industry has changed over the years. And that's like, it's just like now, it's like everyone's doing themed nights and themed kind of parties and stuff like that. But it's just like, I
just DJ'd at the So Festival on the weekend.
How was that? Was that any good?
It was cool.
But then like, I saw the Endorse shared with the playlist kind of thing of what you had to play, and I was kind of like, oh my god, like Hannah Montana versus Miley Cyrus, like
doing that like 10 years ago. That would have just been like the most cringiest, lamest. Well, that's what people would think would be the cringiest, lamest thing ever. I would have done it at Respawn definitely, but that would kind of be the only place you'd be able to do it. Whereas now it's those kind of nostalgic things are just huge.
Yeah.
So
and that's where it's so whack as well, because I wanted to get into a conversation about this, but Perth is in a weird bubble, like in a way where it's like, you know, you go to Melbourne, you go to Sydney, and with Melbourne and Sydney and stuff like that, their music culture is more techno, house, that kind of thing. Yep. They do have areas for, you know, like maybe 1 or 2 clubs for like drum and bass and stuff like that. But like Perth, we've always been an underground top 40 community.
Yeah, I'd say definitely very commercial.
Yeah, so commercial. And that's where it's, you know, I've been able to succeed quite a bit because, you know, I'll go out and play Biggie and Tupac and all the things from the 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s and 2000s and this and that. But then at the same time, it's like we're shifting again, I would say. We're moving towards house and techno again. But then I just don't think it's going to overtake.
I think Perth will always be commercial.
It will always be commercial.
I see every venue you walk into, they're playing some form of commercial.
That's it, yeah. And that's where it's like, I guess with the DJs, it's like, you try and play not the different stuff, but like, you know, I would play Rolling Stones kind of thing. But then we're playing the Rolling Stones. Not many DJs play the Rolling Stones anymore because it's the 60s, you know, it's 60 years ago kind of thing. But then you go in there and like, I've made this, it's an issue in a way, but it's not an issue, but it's like, you know, with so many DJs playing Dancing Queen week in, week out, I do that every Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Like if I go and play at a beach bar or I go and play here or I go play there or I play at a pub, it's like girls get down to ABBA, which is, it's just like common sense almost kind of thing. But guys are like, some guys are, oh, it's cringe and this and that. But you have to play to the crowd. You have to do the job.
But no one was playing ABBA Dancing Queen 10 years ago. It's so weird.
Yeah, that's it. Like it was around, but it wasn't prominent.
It was, you'd only play it like at your weddings and stuff.
That's exactly it, yeah. Or you would play it maybe like at a bar, but it'd be earlier on the night kind of thing. You wouldn't play it as like
an older crowd.
Yeah.
You got 18, 19-year-olds asking for ABBA. I'm like,
yeah, that's it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, and it's like, it was kind of, it was and it wasn't because of that remix for Gimme Gimme, I would say. But that's what's also so interesting as well, where it's like people remaster or remix these old songs and then, you know, they make them the 4x4 grids so anyone can mix them. And then it's just like, it just kind of just, you know, it just
I guess it's great.
blows up.
People appreciate older music more.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. I can rant on about this for hours.
But yeah, back to Respawn.
Yeah, sorry.
That's cool, man. I love it. So yeah, big nights. So yeah, definitely the Cheese TV party, the Disney party.
Thank you for taking us back on track.
It's all good.
Yeah.
And I think, and the after parties. It's probably I love doing the after parties because people just come out and just have a good time.
Yeah.
And that's why I just love, you know, being able to give that to people. And, you know, there were times when, you know, I had some personal stuff in my life where I couldn't do Respawn, so I had to take a bit of a break.
Okay.
And then people...
Did you hand it over to someone to
No,
run it? Or?
That's my baby. No one touches
that.
No one touches my Respawn.
Yeah.
So kind of took a step back, just kind of put it on a bit of a hiatus. And that means these people who love Respawn, they've got nowhere else to go. So I kind of feel obliged in a way to do these events.
Did you get like heaps and heaps of messages being like, where's Respawn?
I wouldn't say heaps. People like personal message me like Respawn on. But probably the best, one of my like proudest moments, I kind of have like a little tally in my head of the amount of people who meet at Respawn and have gotten married and had kids.
Really?
Yep.
How many?
I think like 3 or 4 now so far.
And they've gotten married, like proposed at Respawn? Or
no one's proposed at Respawn.
Okay,
so,
okay. But they're just like, they've met at Respawn.
Met at Respawn, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so
that is so cool.
One of my best friends is a bartender, and then his current fiance just came to Respawn one night, and they met, and then, now they're engaged.
That's what's so beautiful about it, though. It's because it's like, you know, it's one of those things where like nightclubs, you know, at least, you know, back in the day, not back in the day, like 5 years ago and stuff like that, nightclubs and 10 years ago, it's like they were kind of like, not...
Well, even go back 20 years ago, like that was, you know, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the sweat pits in a way. And it's like, it's not a bad thing, but it's like, say, with Amber, you know, like you go to Amber and everyone's just like off their trolley, but they're all having fun, they're dancing, they're doing this, they're doing that. But it sounds like Respawn was just like so social though. It's like, it's the opposite in a way. It's like a bar, but then people just go there to go hang out and meet people and
meet like-minded people who also like drinking and dancing and video games and that. And then, there's people who they've got kids and stuff. And it's just like, if it wasn't for Respawn, they would have never met and wouldn't have that family that they got now. So I feel like I'm the Cupid of the Perth the nerd matchmaker.
The nerd matchmaker. Should get a title for that. That should be pretty cool.
So because we've done like single nights as well, and a lot of people, that's so cringy. So we kind of do it a single night, but like disguise it more as like a traffic light party.
Yeah,
and they go really well. So like a Pokemon singles night.
Okay,
so people who love Pokemon come down and mingle and gotta catch them all.
Yeah, I just want to quickly say though, is just what I said just before about, with Amber and stuff like that. I'm not saying that, people haven't met at clubs and this and that, but it's just like, I just mean it's completely different almost, because it's like, it just sounds like, Respawn's is such a fun, friendly, beautiful place. And then, when people go to nightclubs, sometimes, people just get too drunk and they do this.
When you describe a nightclub, you don't usually say beautiful.
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect or amazing. It's usually like, it's gross, it's sweaty.
Yeah, that's it. The floors are sticky and like people just get wasted and write themselves off, and then security have to step in and this and that. But yeah, like as you said though, you've only had, like one fight in 5-6 years. That's amazing numbers. Like, it's so cool.
One of the things that people are like, well, doesn't all your, because all the equipment is mine. So all the consoles, controllers, all that is all my personal stuff, and I bring down. People are like, well, doesn't it get stolen? I've had 2 things get stolen in the history of Respawn and all my video game events that I've run.
No way.
So
what was it like? Just
I think
controllers?
the first one was a controller. We never got that back. I was like, whatever, like not too fast.
What controller there? Like a Wii
like
controller?
A PS3 controller.
Yeah,
or something.
so it's just $100.
And then recently, someone stole a Switch Pro controller.
Okay.
So we put a post up on a page, hey, whoever took the controller, can you give it back? We get a message and the guy was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was so drunk. I took the controller by mistake. And I was like, yeah, it's cool, man. Just
That's so
and he gave it back.
Yeah, and he's just honest about it.
And he was like, oh, I'm so glad you make a big deal out of it. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, man. Like,
yeah, because he's probably worried that he's like, oh my God, I can never go to Respawn again. Like, I can't show my face there. Like,
I made a mistake, whatever. You owned up to it. And
that's so good.
So yeah, little things like that just make me love running these events.
Yeah, that's... Like, it just sounds so cool. Like,
you got to come down.
Yeah, I really want to come down, honestly. Like, I really want to check it out. But I'm always working. That's why I've never been able. Because, like, shout out to Greg, if Greg's watching.
Yeah.
Right? And Greg is just like, he's told me a lot about it. And it just sounds like, like he's kind of convinced me a little bit. Like,
Could get them that off.
Yeah.
I'll just book you. Yeah. There we go.
Okay, if you want to do that, I'd love that. I would love to play that. And I can definitely play, top 40 commercial stuff. Like, whatever you want me to play, I'll play. So
yeah, Respawn music-wise is the cheesy stuff you could think of.
So that is kind of the music policy in a way? Like, just party fun stuff, right?
See, the thing is, I find Respawn, and Greg's also mentioned this, shout out Mr. Grizzly.
Because he plays quite a bit for you
he does
guys.
me. It's the hardest crowd to DJ for, because you're DJing to people who don't like, or they like music, but they don't know what they want. They're not used to going out and clubbing. And you got so many people of like different genres who love music and like the different taste of music. It's just such a wide. So whereas like usual club, like, you got commercial clubs, you got R&B, you got drum and bass, so you know what they're like. Whereas Respawn, it's just such a weird mixed pot of just bit of everything. So
because I kind of would have expected, chip tunes to get thrown in there at one stage, or something like that.
No, I would never play, because you can't really dance. People have asked, some people have asked for it, but I'm like, it just doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't fit.
It doesn't work. So the stuff we end up playing is just your super commercial, a lot of 2000s pop. So I'm thinking like, Macarena, Smash Mouth, a lot of your punk stuff, and
Fall Out Boy, Blink-182, Butterfly by whoever it is, like Nelly, Ride With It kind of thing, like
maybe some of it, like just
I'm trying to figure out.
I'm trying to think.
Just trying to figure out
a lot of like Fall Out Boy. They love pop punk, so it's pretty much just stuff that anything from like that early to late 2000s. So what they grew up with, I feel that kind of hits the spot.
Yeah,
and just trying to discover new stuff I can throw in there.
Has anyone ever requested things like Nightcore, where it's like anime kind of like hard? Is Nightcore anime?
Is it? Nah.
Is like anime
I definitely get a lot of weird
or?
requests, but it's so hard because you got to appeal to everyone.
That's it.
And if they don't know the song, they will just walk away.
Really?
Yep.
And what about K-pop? Do you ever play No.
Not yet, but it is getting big.
Yeah, it's huge. It's
getting-
popping up. It really is getting bigger. We were at TAFE like yesterday, and there's some guys walked past us like, yeah, I love K-pop. And I kind of looked at them like, wait a minute, did I hear that?
I thought when I was at work the other day, and there was a song, and then my coworker was like, "This is K-pop." I'm like, "Or BTS." I'm like, what? Really? Like just on a work soundtrack? It just sounded like a normal pop song, and I'm listening to it more closely, and oh yeah, they're speaking Korean in that.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's it. It's just like it's a blowing up genre, and I wouldn't be surprised if it really gets into Perth, honestly, and the rest of the world. But
so no, a few venues do K-pop. I think Air does some stuff with K-pop events, and Metro City do a little bit.
That's the interesting thing as well, because Air used to be like a cheesy top 40 place, which it still kind of is, but now it's kind of like they've got the Asian market almost in a way. And when I say that, it's just like they're throwing so many K-pop events, and they're like just. They had a Chinese night as well, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Like they had just Chinese music, I'm pretty sure. Like it's
Interesting.
yeah, that's what I mean, because they realized that okay, our demographics changing, we better suit our demographics so when people still go there. Because you know, being in the heart of Northbridge for a while is just people were like, oh, it's Air nightclub.
Have you played there?
No, I've never played there. But I used to go there all the time when I was like 18, 19. And then back in the day when you had to wear like, you know, laced up shoes and stuff like that. And it was like, try to be classy kind of thing. Even though, you know, you just had to wear nice clothes. Because I was not classy back then.
See, so the first club I went to as just a young 18-year-old was Rise.
Rise, yeah.
Which is what it
used to be.
what it used to be. So that was the first ever nightclub I went to. But I had DJ there once. It was like a Drake versus Kanye night.
Okay.
And the reason I remember this night so vividly was they had a new lighting tech on and they pumped too much smoke, set off the alarms.
Really?
The whole place had to be evacuated.
No way.
Yup.
You were playing at Air nightclub and it got evacuated.
Yup.
That's sick.
This was like I think it was like a Sunday like long weekend.
Really?
And I just claimed as like my set was just too hot. Like
That's it. I was just on fire.
It was too good. But yeah, too much smoke and the whole venue had to be evacuated.
No way. What time was that? Like
It was towards the end of the night. I think
Yeah.
it was like 2 a.m. or like, towards, I think I had at least half an hour to go. So I still got to invoice them for the whole night, which is great.
Yeah.
But
that's still
I think that was really weird. I remember this was around the time, I think there was a terrorist attack happened like that week.
Okay.
Everyone was freaking out because it was like the alarms went off. Everyone's like, what's going on? I think it was around the Ariana Grande bombing around that time.
Yeah, with the UK and stuff.
Yeah, so everyone was super on edge, and then the alarm went off, and everyone was just freaking out.
Yeah,
But
I'm
it was
not
just too much
surprised.
Smoke.
Yeah. But it's still like too much smoke. It's like,
Yup.
wouldn't the lighting guy get told, it's like, don't pump the place full of smoke. We have smoke detectors.
Yup. I think it was just like a newbie. Just,
Yeah, just held the button.
Just left the button on too long. Yup.
Yeah, left his phone on the button or something. Yeah.
oops.
Yeah. So then, like, with the games that you have at Respawn, do you ever change them up much at
I
all?
try to, but I feel that it's just
It's
those
just
solid Mario Kart. Pretty much the main four. Or sorry, main three is definitely Mario Kart, Halo, Smash Bros.
Okay.
Like those three are like the staples of Respawn. Like you have to have those games there.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't have guessed Halo though, but is it like 16-player Halo? Or
No,
is it-
just do 4-player split screen. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
set up Master Chief Collection with like Halo 2 on there.
Yeah.
It's games that are easy just to kind of just go, sit down, pick up and start playing.
Yeah, that's it. Because you
And-
don't want them staying there not staying there for too long, but you want it to be like, you know, oh, you killed me. Okay, I'll go get a beer.
Yeah, just good drinking games.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Responsibly, of course.
Yeah, responsibly. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, you know, might switch it up. So we might do Mario Kart 64 or we might do Double Dash or we do some different variant. And then, you know, last year, Fall Guys was huge. So
Fall Guys?
Fall
Guys.
Fall Guys,
Okay, yeah. I never played that ever.
So that was really big last year. So we were able to get that set up, hook it up to the Wi-Fi and just have that, you know, it's a one-player game, but it's one of those games where you pick up, you play, you die, you pass it on kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we've done Fall Guys, Rocket League goes really well.
Okay.
Just good 4-player split screen games usually go down really well.
Yeah.
Just games that, you would play on your couch at home. There's not many of them anymore.
That's it,
Everything's
yeah.
online now.
Yep. And it's all kind of like single player in a way almost. And you just play with your mates online rather than.
Yep.
That's what I love about Nintendo so much, where it's like they still make family fun party games kind of thing. While Xbox and PlayStation, they're kind of just like single player RPGs or this or that or whatever the scenario is, but it's kind of shifted, or like, you know, Battle Royale for a while. Like,
Yeah.
the Battle Royale just took off and it was the Same
it's still
shit.
sticking around a little bit.
Yeah.
I keep seeing rumors about Halo having the new Halo going to have a battle royale
Yeah.
mode, which I'm actually not going to lie, I kind of want.
It'd be
I think it'd
interesting.
be really cool.
If it's the same, not same mechanics, it'd be a new game, but if it's similar kind of gameplay to like Halo 3 or like Reach or something like that,
Yeah, if they do it good,
Yeah.
not just for the sake of doing it, if they actually do a proper
that's it.
mode.
Yeah.
Like kind of like when you see with gaming, they go through phases. And obviously working at a video game store, you see everything. So there was a phase where every game was, World War II. And then there was a zombie phase where every game was all about zombies.
Yeah.
And then you had the phase where all your games were, not MMO, like League of Legends. What's it called?
Competitive kind of
What's it called?
Dota?
yeah, like
League of
Dota and
Legends
stuff. Yeah,
is
like
a
RTS?
MOBA.
okay.
MOBA game.
Yep.
So there was that phase, and then there was a recent, every game was a battle royale style. So
Yeah.
lots of games just did it for the sake of doing it. Oh, and then like when Overwatch came out, there was that hero champion style multiplayer phase. So
Yeah.
at the moment, what kind of phase are we in? I think we're in just coming out of that battle royale phase. So hopefully games that actually do it really good.
Yeah. It'd be interesting though, because it's just like we were talking about this at TAFE as well. Well, we had the lecture we had on Monday, where it's like movies even do the same thing. It's like with MCU.
Yep.
The Marvel universe.
Everyone
It's
wants to
like,
be an MCU now.
Yeah, that's
everyone wants
it.
their own universe.
That's exactly it. But then it's like what will eventually happen is it might dry up and then they'll move to something else and then they'll just like, just beat that until it's dead kind of thing. And then they'll move to something else. And then eventually they'll go back to superhero movies.
Yeah.
Because it's like the market changes in a way.
Well, it's looked like, what was it? The new Mummy movie, the Tom
Yeah.
Cruise one? Yeah. They tried doing their own universe. It was the Dark Universe. I can't remember what it was called. But they tried their own universe. And I think like Godzilla vs. Kong is part of its own monster universe now.
That's it. And they're trying to do more of the monster movies and stuff like that. But then, so with The Mummy, is that actually a remake off of the Brendan Fraser one?
Not a remake. I think it was a reboot.
Yeah, reboot. Okay.
It flopped.
Yeah,
Did
good.
really bad.
Because Brendan Fraser one was my favorite.
They were good. They were really good.
They were the best. Mummy Returns and
Yep.
the whole lot. It's just so good. And Brendan Fraser was such a good actor. Like,
Dark Universe.
Dark Universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser's great.
yeah, he's a great. Can you pull up the photo of him crying? It's
okay.
such a good photo.
Still good. He's still doing stuff now.
There he is. I
Yeah.
thought he quit.
So he did. I think he had some stuff in his life. I think he suffered depression, unfortunately.
Yeah,
which is,
I thought he
not a
broke
good
up
thing.
with his wife as well, or something like that. Yeah.
So he started in Doom Patrol. Have you heard of Doom Patrol?
No.
A new DC show came out a year back.
Okay.
So he was in that. I think he's done a few other things recently.
Okay.
He's kind of slowly coming back.
That's so good. George of the Jungle's back. Yeah, I loved that film when I was a kid. Yeah, that is the coolest photo.
Oh.
It's just like my life's falling apart. Like I no more movies. Yeah, it's almost equivalent of Keanu Reeves sitting on the
sad
bench.
Keanu.
Yeah, sad Keanu.
I'm thinking of what the Crying Jordan meme.
Crying Jordan meme?
Crying Jordan meme?
No, I don't know.
No, when he... Bring it up.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
How do you get the Crying Jordan
bring
meme?
it.
There we go.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
That one.
There you go. He's made it.
I think he even referenced it in a recent video or something he did.
Really.
He's like, I ain't gonna cry.
What happened?
No, it was during the funeral of Kobe Bryant. Fucking Michael.
That's
Jackson.
right.
That's the negative about himself, eh?
No, that's right, because he started crying and he was like, I'm not gonna cry and I don't want to make myself into a meme again.
But that's the thing. Like at funerals, it can be so hard to not get
So
upset.
the original
though.
one,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, was him getting accepted into the
It was the NBA Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Yep.
The NBA Hall of Fame.
So I wanted to ask as well. So more about the cosplay. So
Yes.
like, do you have like awards or anything like that for best cosplay artist or anything like that?
So
Or-
usually what we do is we do cash prizes.
okay, yeah,
Everyone wants cash.
yeah, that's it.
So-
you can buy a lot of things with cash, like.
So we used to do, it was a lot of, we'd do like, for our events, come in best dressed. We'll, give you, for the smaller events, we'll give you a bar card. For the bigger events, so we do, every year we do a Starlight fundraiser.
Okay, that's pretty
Starlight
cool.
Children's Foundation.
That's
so we always,
really cool.
Yeah, so we always do a big cosplay night, just whatever, no one gets paid in terms of like our stuff. So
Yeah.
DJs, door, photographer, all donate their time, and everything we make on the door, 100% goes towards the Starlight Foundation. So what we'll do is we'll do a cosplay comp, and we used to do male and female, but we felt that we wanted to be a bit more, I don't know, together. So rather than, male, female, it's just like we will pick the 10 best. And then we'll do we used to do the judges would pick, but then we found that was a bit boring. Okay, so we'll make the crowd pick. Okay, crowd reaction. So it'd be like, if you like Deadpool over here, make some noise.
That's
if you like
cool.
Master Chief and et cetera, et cetera. And then, we'd just give, $50, $100 cash, do whatever.
That's
want.
good though, because it's like, even if they've just come from you would have the Starlight. So wait, sorry, back up.
So we do, so we would do cosplay events for heaps of stuff. So we'll do it for Starlight, we'll do it for Supernova.
Yeah. And then would the awards though, the rewards are just for any night kind of thing, or would it be for a specific night when they get $50 or $100 cash?
So for our bigger nights, we'll give them cash.
Yeah.
We'll do cash prizes. Okay, smaller nights, we'll just do maybe smaller amounts.
Yeah.
We won't. So I don't always want to do cosplay comps, because I feel it'll just make it.
Yeah, you don't want to make it too repetitive.
Yeah, so we'll just come in cosplay for cheaper entry, and people love that.
Yeah. That's it. What's the most outlandish costume you've seen? Like the most full on? Because seeing a Master Chief would be pretty cool. I have to admit that. Or a Deadpool. Someone dressed up as Deadpool's like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Deadpool's
we had a few Deadpools and Master Chiefs.
Like Spider-Man or anything like that.
Yeah, probably the most full on was when people come in those big fursuits.
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 Look them up.
I know.
I want to ask.
Make sure you have your moderate safe search on.
I do.
Fursuits.
This.
Think of like a mascot.
Oh, furries.
Yeah.
Furries. I was actually just about to ask about furries.
Yes.
So
that's part of the cosplay geek community.
Okay.
Some of the costumes are.
Oh fuck me!
No. Scroll down. Scroll down. We're going to the dark territory now. So you're telling me you have furries that go to your event?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I've never seen a furry in real life. I didn't even know we had people that dress up like that.
Huge community for that. Yeah.
In Perth, really?
Yep.
No way.
Obviously, a lot of people don't like it and they think it's weird, but Respawn, no one really gives a shit.
That's it. That's what's so good. You're inclusive about anybody and everybody. You're not. You don't just say, "Oh, you dressed up and looking like a homeless person." Just come in and come have fun.
Yeah, they've made the effort. They've dressed up. Most of them actually make their own costumes. So with that,
even with the furries as well. No way.
Yep.
I thought you buy it online.
I think you do that as well, and a lot of them, do buy them. Some of them make them. I'm just more impressed that you're in a hot, sweaty nightclub. You're in this big, massive fursuit. It's just.
Do they make dog noises and stuff as well? Because I don't know much about
music's
furries.
Really loud, so I don't know.
Okay. Because I don't know much about furries other than, they have FurCon and stuff like that, don't they? And it's I've just seen videos of just that kind of stuff, but I've never...
Different. It's definitely different.
Yeah, that's it. I've never met someone. I've always wanted to be like, hi, you're a furry? That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. And, just having a dance floor filled with, you got a furry, you've got Master Chief, you got Deadpool there.
That's it. It would be so cool. Because that's the thing is, if no one else was dressed up, it was just a group of furries, then you'd be like, okay, this is...
a bit weird, yeah.
Yeah, you're standing out. But if it's like, everybody's dressed up, who gives a shit?
That's
kind
it.
Of thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's awesome.
I think we've had a male latex Catwoman.
Really?
Yeah.
Male latex Catwoman.
Full on.
That's pretty cool. The original Batman Returns or whatever it is.
Pretty much,
yeah. It was the stitches all over him and stuff like that.
I think so.
Look it up. With Halle Berry. Is it with Halle Berry? That's so cool. I mean, I'd go there and be like, God damn, okay. This is cool.
Yeah. We do, a lot of people can't go all out with their cosplay, which is great. I love it.
That's so good, because that's the thing is, instead of half-assing it or whatever, like that. Yep. That's so cool.
Yep. Damn, that's a lot. Did he do it himself? You think? He must have. Would have.
He probably goes to the Academy bar as well.
Probably. Well, I don't know, but that was a cool cosplay.
That's a kink and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we get all different characters.
That's so freaking amazing, though.
And that kind of goes back to just being able to have that place for people.
Just inclusive, yeah. That's so. That must make it you must go to bed after you run the event and be like, I just made so many people have a good night.
That's it.
It's just a heartwarming feeling, be able to go yeah.
Look, even if I don't make any, because obviously it's a business at the end of the day, so I've got to make money. Even if I just can get a cheeseburger at the end of the night, I'm
That's
happy.
it. Yeah, just hang out with your mates, right? And you
Yeah.
probably would have met so many people as well, networked and socialized, and then you get introduced as like, oh, by the way, I'm the guy that runs the event, or your mates are like, oh, you got to meet the guy who runs the event, and you're like, hi, and then like, oh my god, hello, like it's like that sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love just people being like, yeah, I'm in a Respawn. I'm like, oh wait, what'd you think? Oh, you were just telling me it was your first place you went to was Respawn.
Yeah.
Like just little things like that. Just make me feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah, and that's keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing because it's so cool. I was going to ask as well. So with the controllers, like, do they ever get sticky or anything like that?
They do, but but the thing I found that with Respawn, being that they're all gamers and they're nerds, is that they treat our equipment as if it was their own. So yes, they will get sticky in that. We can just wipe them down. It's fine. But most of the time, like, nothing gets broken. Like, nothing very, very, very rarely gets stolen. And people just treat each other with respect, and it's just a super chill night.
Do you ever get, because obviously, like, there's been no fights, right? But do you ever get any like complaints or anything like that, or like, you know how sometimes like do you have reviews on your page or anything like that? And do people kind of like, oh, you could have done this better? Or you
We
could
do,
have done
yeah.
that, or-
Gamers love giving their feedback. Haven't had too much recently because I think I've kind of, I want to say perfected the event, but got it working so that it's good and everyone has a good time. Be little things like, the toilets. A lot of it was venue stuff people would complain about. It'd be like the bartenders took too long, or the line was too long, or the bathrooms are gross. I'm like, well,
you can't help that.
I've got all security with this, and I'm like, we'll definitely speak to the venue, but there's nothing I can do about that. I think one time we had someone, I think it was actually for this Cheese TV night, we had someone complain saying we were fat shaming people in the cosplay comp, and I was like, no.
Yeah. Okay, because that's the thing is like
you can clearly see in the photos there's people of every body shape here.
Yeah.
But apart from that was probably our major one, and most people have a good time.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes people just like to have a whinge because they can have a
Exactly.
whinge. Like for me, right, I've got 2 carports, which you probably saw. We put them up 2 weeks ago, and now the council was telling us to take them down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's because someone walked around the park and was just like, I don't like that looking, I don't like that there kind of thing. I don't like the look of it. And now they've complained and we have to take them down because the council have actually just been like, well, since someone's complained, you have to do it now. If no one said anything, you would have been fine. But it's,
Yep.
It's just sometimes, kind of with cancel culture that can kind of come into play sometimes, and all that other stuff that can happen, with just today's day and age. But let's get off of that.
Yeah. But look, I don't get many complaints, which is good.
No, that's great though. That's really good. And if that's only for like venue related things, you can't help that though, because it's if the bartender took too long, what do you do? You tell the bartender hurry up?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't happen like that. That's really rude for the bartender. Like, oh, I'm slow bartender.
Or even it'll be like the
beers,
bartender was rude. That's always the one I see. Bartender was rude.
But the thing is, though, is bartenders are bartenders. People are people. And bartenders, they might work Respawn one night, but then the night after they might have, I don't know, Club Humble or something like that.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Like it's literally one extreme to the other. So it'd be like Respawn on a Friday night, Club Humble on a Saturday night. It's just the two completely 0 to 100 in terms of crowd.
That's it, yeah. Because Club Humble's all 18 to 21-year-olds. And then what actually is the age demographic for Respawn? Would it be like 18 to like 25?
I'd say more early 20s for Respawn.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the gamers and nerds, they kind of don't really go out too much when they're 18, 19, kind of like stay at home, and then they hear about Respawn. So like, going through like Facebook events, you can see all your stats and demographic. It's definitely that 20 to 25. So a little bit old, I won't say older, but a bit more of a mature crowd, not your fresh 18-year-old.
They
right
just want to get hammered and just like write themselves off. Yeah, more respectable crowd.
Yeah.
yeah. I was going to say as well, did you do any like research or did you do any courses or anything like that to be able to run events or anything? No. You just chipped away at it.
Pretty much, yeah. Just I want to do an event, and I spent heaps of times in clubs and learning how to set things up and the kind of music, and that year of just writing down tracks on how to and set up a night from start to finish definitely helped.
Okay. And then so like what about when it comes to the Facebook page and stuff like that, more online marketing? Like
it's all literally everything is done by me. So But the apparently only thing I don't technically do is take the photos.
Okay.
So I give that to either Chris or Rami to upload to the page.
And then they'll just send it to you, and then you just post
the artwork, anything you see posted on the page is all done by me.
Have you ever made any promo videos or anything like that?
Oh, we've had a few promo videos made up. So yeah, a lot more of the video and the digital stuff is I get someone else to do that. So like the logo, I got someone to make that one up.
Yeah.
So we had do you remember Marcus Dibble? Does that name ring a bell at all?
No, not really.
No, it was a bit of a viral photographer. He came and did one of our videos. I actually got to get a new one made up. So yeah, if anyone wants to come down and shoot Respawn's next video,
you guys are hearing it first. If anyone wants a job being a videographer, hit up. Yeah.
Talking too much.
No, it's all right.
Camera away from you right now.
Can
Can
we actually pull up one of the videos, if that's all right? Like,
yeah, go for it. If you jump on the Respawn page.
So I want to showcase the page more and everything like that. But then, like, so do you pay for your posts and sponsors?
Sometimes I put a little bit into it just to kind of give it that boost. Like when I say little, like maybe $10-$50, nothing. I think.
Yeah, you don't have to go overboard. Like you just little bits.
I literally know nothing about digital marketing, and so if you go, where we go, so keep scrolling. Well, there's the Cheese TV promo vid.
Yeah, go on that one. That just sounds like so much.
Hey, we're going to be in Perth on March 18th at the Respawn Bar. It's going to be a lot of fun, mate. There's going to be cosplay, video games, photos with yours truly. Won't that be great? Hey, we can't wait to be there. Hope you can be there too. Respawn Bar in Perth. Check Facebook page for more details. Booyah.
I can tell they're bogan. Right.
If you go to the next video, to the right is a Respawn Disney party. That's the latest kind of promo video we did.
Any copyrighted music for this?
Yes.
Alright, we got
Yeah,
it.
So just sing All Star by Smash Mouth to yourself.
How did you manage to upload it without copyright getting you then?
I don't know. I don't know. It could be muted, or maybe I changed. I think I may have just put another track over the top for that one. Possibly.
That's so cool. You had Jack Sparrow and everything, like Lilo. Well, no,
So I think
sorry.
this was the second Disney party we did. So it wasn't the like crazy first one. But yeah, it kind of just gives you a bit of a taste of what Respawn's all about. Just, yeah, people dressing up, DJs, having a good time. Yours truly. Yeah, we had a dude in what's his name?
Big Hero or whatever
Big
it
Hero
is.
6.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Baymax.
Yeah,
Baymax.
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 That's so cool though. Like, it just looks like so much fun, honestly.
That was done, what, 2015?
Really, it's 6 years
That's
ago.
like 6 years ago. You can see like using Wii U's and...
Oh, did you set up the little arcade machine there
I
as
had
well?
one. I've sold it since.
Okay.
But yeah, we had that set up, which is cool.
Yeah, that would have been great because that's a really...
That's a different one. Where's... I've got another one. Below there where it says, scroll down a little bit. This is Respawn. I think it's that one. Oh, maybe I don't have it on there. There's another video that I have.
But still, just
A
like...
more recent one, which is a bit better.
Gangnam Style, nice.
This is one of our Starlight events we did.
Do you set up Game Boy Advance DSs as well?
No, we I think we encourage people to bring their 3DS or their DSs down.
See, now that's so cool as well because if you encourage people to bring them down and then they meet each other and then like they can actually like, you know, or you got Pokemon, like let's trade, or you know, let's swap Pokemon and stuff like that, and like, yeah, all sorts of stuff.
That was a little bit more when Respawn was a bit more chilled out.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had like Cards Against Humanity, board games and that. I think, yeah.
It still just looks like so much fun though. It just seems like a great community of people just hanging out, having a good time. You had GoldenEye set up. That would have been sick.
Yeah, you got to have the N64.
Yeah. Mohawks. Do you ever have dance competitions or anything like that as well? Or like, what type of competitions do you have other than just cosplay? Like best
Pretty much
dress?
just cosplay.
Okay. No, that's alright though. That's still, yeah.
I feel sometimes it disrupts the night a bit too much.
Yeah, well, that's
having
it,
too
yeah.
much on, like...
Well, Well, that's it. You got to have the perfect balance of everything just to make sure
Even
it
like
works.
trying to run like a gaming tournament sometimes gets a bit hard because you've got loud music and then trying to get people away to compete. It just doesn't really work.
That's it. And you can't get a microphone out because you disrupt. Like you just
Exactly.
disrupt the whole dance floor.
You just ruin the flow of the night. So even like the cosplay comp ruins it, but at least you can get everyone involved and it's like a big thing that everyone looks at. Whereas gaming comps, not many people really care apart from people who are actually playing.
So where do you reckon you're going to go with all of this? Just keep doing it?
Just keep doing it, having fun.
Yeah, because it's like I said, it's like you're trying to be a primary school teacher. I was like, I'm blown away by that. Cause like, I mean, it's pretty cool though, because it's like, you know, your daytime job and your full-time job that you potentially turn into. But at the same time, it's like, I've always, you know, because I've always thought of you as Mr. Respawn.
Well, that's the thing. I was thinking about like mentioning this on the way here. So obviously I've been a DJ for 12 years. I'll go DJ somewhere and they're like, oh, wow, you're really good. I'm like, yeah, I've been a DJ for 12 years. Because they just see me as this guy who's a big nerd, runs gaming parties, and he doesn't know how to DJ. this white boy playing R&B and hip hop music. And they're like, wow, this is really good. I'm like, yeah, like,
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
that's it. It's the same thing with me. Like, I'll go to a gig and I just stay silent and just stay quiet. And then after that, I'll be like, oh, you know, you did really well. I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, thank you. I tried. Like, you know.
Inside you're like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's it. It's just because that's the thing as well. It's like, it's once again the balance. You don't want to go there and be like, oh, look at me. I'm really good and this and that. You just go and be humble and nice and just, you know, show what you can do. And then after they enjoy it, well, they enjoy it. It's just the way it goes. Like, you know, it's part of being in the industry as well.
That's it.
Because you don't want to be a dick, but at the same time, you just want to be good at doing your job. You want to get invited back, kind of thing.
Pretty much.
So then, who do you actually have DJ for you, other than you DJ, Greg DJ sometimes?
So I've kind of taken a little bit of a step back from DJing at Respawn. Like I'll jump in if I need to because it's cheaper. Don't like have to pay another DJ, but I usually get Greg, Endorse.
Yeah, oh really? Endorse does as well, no?
Adrian Francina.
Oh yeah.
So I got Endorse and Adrian to do the Supernova After Party a couple of years back because they do their wicked visual sets, which are amazing.
Yep.
Who else have I got? TBA.
Yep.
He DJ'd for me a little bit, like back in the day.
Yeah, he's coming on here soon as well. Can't wait. Yeah,
good lad.
Yeah.
Who else? DJ. I'm trying to think. That's it. I think. I apologize if I've forgotten anyone, but it's Greg. Me and Greg are usually the main two. I want to try and get some more younger DJs on board. A friend of mine, DJ Mystery.
DJ Mystery. Yeah, it sounds right.
She might come on. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing as well. You don't have to have too much of a crew. Like, you know, as long as it's successful and it works and everyone has fun, well, then it's like what you said. You don't want to put too much into it kind of thing.
Yeah. And the best thing is being a DJ. If someone pulls out, I can just DJ.
Yeah, that's it.
Or if I want to save a bit of money.
I was going to say, though, it'd be pretty good if you don't DJ, though, because then you can actually go and mingle and hang out with the crowd and enjoy the night in a way. But it's not, I'm not saying like, you know, DJing, you're not enjoying the night, because you are enjoying the night. But it's like I've found when I've, you know, thrown house parties, for example, and I've just been DJing the whole night, it's like, people want to hang out with you. People want to chat to you. And if you're the host of the night, you know, they'll be like, no, come have a beer with us kind of thing. And
sometimes I get bored though. Like I'll be just stressing too much about the event. And I'll just be sitting there, just make sure everything's perfect. Whereas if I'm DJing, I've like kind of stopped stressing.
That's it. You just let the music do its
like,
thing.
You don't want to deal with me at the first kind of like that first 30 minutes of an event or that 30 minutes when the event's about to start. Cause stressy spaghetti. Yeah. Make sure everything's... and usually that's when everything goes wrong. So it's like a console won't connect or a DJ's running late or the venue won't set up the bar.
But you've had that happen with the venue won't set up the bar.
Oh, they set it up like last minute.
Don't drop names, but wow, okay. Like last minute, and then people are already kind of walking in through the door, and then it's like, well, they want to buy drinks. What are you doing?
Because it looks bad on me.
Yeah, that's it. Because it's like you're the host of the night, right? But it's once again, it's venue problems once again.
But most venues I've dealt with recently have been really good. So
yeah,
it was definitely past venue issues and past management had some issues with, but.
Well, that's it. It's like what you kind of said as well with those venues that might have been, you know, that closed down and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, with running a venue, you got to make sure it runs kind of thing. And so there's a lot of venues out there in Perth that, well, maybe I've been to a few where it's kind of just like, you can tell it's kind of half-assed. Like,
well, I feel the thing as well, being a video game event, people didn't take it seriously. They're like, oh, there's just, some
hiccups along the way.
25-year-old wanting to run a gaming event. This is not going to go well.
Yeah.
So they didn't really take Respawn seriously enough.
But then look at you now.
Whereas I'm like, hey, I'm bringing you money.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's it. And that's where it's like the cross-platform where it's like, okay, maybe if we have, a drum and bass night, then people will go in. But then the issue is then they'll be they won't be buying drinks. They'll be, having other substances or whatever the scenario is. Like, with house and techno and all the other dance nights. But then it's like with Respawn, you go like, nah, everyone literally just wants to come and hang out. It brings people to your venue regardless.
Yeah, so we've got the crew, the Aberdeen now, who are super helpful to us. And because I feel that they know what Respawn is, they know what it's about, and they know what brings them money. So they treat it with respect. Whereas, back in the day, people were like, a video game event? There's people coming to a bar to play video games. They'd be iffy about it. Well, they don't understand it, so they didn't know what was going on, and if it's the real deal.
That's it, yeah. But it sounds like it's the proper real deal. Like, so you're going to keep doing Respawn and stuff like that, but then, would you ever try and do any other projects around that kind of similar thing?
Well, look, overall, my dream pretty much was to open a video game bar.
A video game bar, yep.
Looked into it. Too expensive. To open up a bar in Perth, you need to have some serious cash behind you or someone backing you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I looked at a few venues. It just was, not viable to have a dedicated venue. I would still love to do that these days, but it's just not. Yeah, just need that money coming through.
But then what would you say about the arcade bar? Not arcade. What is it?
Palace Arcade.
Palace Arcade, yeah.
Well, they had all the money because that was the owner had other venues, so they could put. More like to start it up.
I'm pretty sure it was the owner of Jackrap Slims. I'm pretty sure. I think it was, or Boomtix or something. No,
it was. I forgot his name, but he ran Origin.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So that I'm not sure he still owns it. Possibly. So that was kind of like his thing. So he had a lot of money to put into it and renovate and that and get the liquor license and, trying to find, I found a few bars that, would be really good, but then they wouldn't have a liquor license. You have to spend heaps of money doing it up.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't work. So,
but the thing is, those Palace Arcade, they were trying to open one in Freo, I'm pretty sure. They've got the one in Vic Park. They've got one in Mount Lawley, and I think they've got one up north or something maybe? Or is there only the two?
I think it's only the two now. I think they were talking about another one.
Yeah, that might have been the one in Freo actually. But then it's it's a similar thing, which is like Varsity in a way. It's like once you get your baby going, and then your baby's doing really well, then you can open up the more chains, and
that's it.
And Varsity's freaking everywhere. So you never know. Don't throw it off the cards.
No, never know.
Because you could be like a primary school teacher for 3 years or 4 years, save up for the money, and they go, video game bar.
We'll see. Anything can happen. But yeah, so it just ended up being a bit more financially easy. I won't say easier, but just better going into, and running events and not having to deal with all the other stuff that comes with owning your own venue. Because I did do a little bit of venue management for a little while, and it's pretty full on. It's full on, yeah.
You got to love it. You have to love it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is if you own a bar or you own a venue and something like that, if you don't love your venue's not going to succeed. It's like with anything. If you love music, but you half-ass your DJing, you're not and you want to be a DJ, it's not going to work kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
be 100 or.
That's it. 100 or nothing.
Go hard or go home.
That's it. That's the phrasing. So we've got 5 minutes left as well. It's flown by.
5 minutes.
Yeah. We've been going for an hour and a half. So,
love it. It's good.
Yeah. So, yeah,
what's next?
Yeah, what's next? I mean, we just went over that, but
So look, we've Respawn we've brought back just recently. Wasn't on a bit of a hiatus. So we were going to launch it last Friday, but due to the lockdown and the COVID restrictions, we decided to push it back to June 4th.
Yep.
So we'll be running it monthly starting Friday, June 4th.
Yep.
Really cool.
And that's the Aberdeen Hotel?
At the Aberdeen, yep. At the front bar there, so you can't miss it.
Okay.
So just video game, cosplay, party, pop culture, all of the above. Just come out, have a big nerdy night, have a few beers or more.
And so it finishes at 1?
So with a license until 2 o'clock.
Yep.
But usually 1 is when we push it to.
Yep.
And we get to go home early.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out like how I can go down and hang out. Because if it's on a Friday night, then I can actually try and take work off. Yeah. But it's just Saturdays and Sundays.
We'll sort something out.
Yeah, I really want to check it out. Like really, really want to check it out.
I've got to make it good now.
No, I just want to go kick someone's ass at Super Smash Bros. Yeah. Like, or Mario Kart or Halo. Because as I said, like I'm a veteran at Halo. You've seen my 5 copies there. Yeah. Like I literally have sunk like more than 1,000 hours in those games. Like just addicted to it for a while.
It's good.
Yeah.
And then, so run Respawn once a month and then DJ at the Court every Saturday night. So I've been there for about 4 years now.
Oh, so you've been there for 4 years?
Yeah.
Oh, no way. Okay.
So I started there before like all the recent renovations. So I've seen the evolution. That's a story for another podcast.
Well, that's it. Like I want to get you back on.
Yeah.
Like in a year or something like that, we'll definitely get you back on. And I want to see if I can get Greg back on as well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, like just have a banter. Like, But so then I also forgot to ask as well. So like where else have you DJ'd over your 12 years? Because you probably would have seen a lot, right? I mean, Eve and Metro City and also like...
So my big main residency was at Eve.
Yeah.
From there, I played for a couple of years in Mandurah.
Really?
It used to be called Players Bar.
Oh yeah, Players Bar.
Players Bar. I think it was... I have no idea what it's called now. Norma Jeans, I think.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
So I was there for a few years. So I used to DJ there Saturday nights, 10 till 5. So I'd rock up there at 10.
And leave at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Leave at 5 and then drive...
back to the city.
From Mandurah back to the city.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Wow.
So that was like my first, this is my night, my
dedication.
Night. So that was
residency.
Good. So there, Metro City, when they were running regular weekly events.
Yeah.
I've played, we did Respawn at the library for a little bit.
Really?
I played that one set at Air. Where else? So obviously the Court. I played a little bit, I've done some sets of Brass Monkey. I love just playing at different venues. So I've done, obviously did some sets in Frio. I'm doing some stuff at Hugo's now. So it's always, someone says like, hey, do you want to play here? And it's somewhere I haven't played before. I'm like, yeah, count me in, done.
Yeah.
Just add it to that list. Like,
I'm
I played
the
there.
exact same. That's why I said as well before, like how I record all my sets. Because then it's like, I can actually like go back through and it's like, yeah, I played there and there and there and there. And like,
that's
even,
cool.
Even going back and listening to like, my Adventure World set. And it's like playing just PG.
Playing Adventure World?
Yeah, I played Adventure World
that's
for Fright Night. And so I got dressed up in like a full hazmat outfit and everything like that.
Dude, you fit right into Respawn.
Yeah. But that's the thing is like when I listen to that set, it just brings back all the memories of like, keeping it PG, but everyone's running around going on water slides. And I'm just like, I'm on this stage and there's fire going up.
That's cool.
It was a pretty cool little event. But that's it. It's just like, for me, it's memories. But yeah, no, that's amazing though. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just love like ticking the different venues off my list. And
well, that's the thing as well. Like, how long would you stay doing the DJing for?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those questions, right? It's because
I think it's one of the things when your heart's not in it. I think, and you're just not enjoying it anymore. I think that's when it's time to
find a
give it up or be a wedding DJ.
Yeah, that's it. Because the wedding DJs make so much money. But then it's also like there's a lot of meetings involved and there's a lot of stuff that goes on.
Everyone always asks me, he's like, why don't you be a wedding DJ? You get paid so much. And I was like, I just wouldn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it would just be boring.
That's it. Like I've done 15, 16 weddings now and I do enjoy it. But the thing is, it's just like for me, like I said as well before, I've got 32,000 songs on my laptop. When I go and do a wedding, it's like I go from 32,000 songs down to like 300 songs kind of thing.
Yep.
But then when I go and play at places like Scarborough Beach Bar where they just say, or for the ARC group, they just say, make people dance. So I just okay, all right, I'll just play whatever the fuck. Like
I'll do a random wedding here and there, people who want me. But it's more just like the weddings, you got to go there early. You got to set up. You play, then you got to pack everything up. I just hated doing like that pack up and then you get home, you got to unload your car.
Yep. That's it, functions and birthdays and all that sort of stuff. But that's where the money is, unfortunately.
It is, but I never enjoyed doing them, so I just don't really promote myself to do it.
Yeah. No, that's completely fair. That's completely fine. But that's just the industry. That's the area of the industry you want to be in. Like, and that's completely fine.
Maybe, my partner's right. I end up being a sleazy Italian wedding DJ.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is though, if you get $1,000 a week, like $1,000 per wedding, like you can't argue with that. You cannot argue with it. Like,
it's hard.
And that's where I was even like, I was contemplating where I wanted to try and get a wedding every Saturday, but the chance, like, they're not the chances of doing that, but it's a lot of work to try and socialize, network, get with the right company that can provide a wedding every Saturday.
Yeah. But I just love club DJing too much at the moment. So I still really enjoy it. Like the difference in, you know, club DJ wage to wedding DJ wage, that difference, you know, in my happiness and enjoyment is just worth so much more than getting paid. I know it sounds really weird, but I just I value enjoying my work more than money.
Yeah. Well, that's it as well. That's the same thing with me. Like, even though it pays my bills and stuff like that, and it's all I do, but at the same time, it's like Saturday night when I went and played at Scarborough Beach Bar, and it was like the first gig I could actually just play party music in a way, because I played Long Chims on Thursday nights, which is in the city, and that was more like restaurant background, old school, like rock and roll kind of thing. But then it's just like, I got drunk and played Vanessa Carlton 500 Miles, right? So I took I
watched a really good like mini documentary on that the other night.
Really? Yeah. So I've gotten into the habit of actually so at Long Chims, which is the state buildings, I take a request whiteboard with me down, and it literally says requests at my discretion. So that way, if I don't want to play it, I'm not playing it, right? But I got drunk on Saturday night, ran to my car. I put a 6-minute song on, right? The Message by Grandmaster Flash. Ran to the boot of my car, got the whiteboard out, ran back to the bar, put a chair in front, and put the whiteboard there. And my whiteboard got destroyed, but it was just so much fun explaining to it.
That's cool.
It was just explaining, you know, like...
Is that your P song?
P song? No.
What's your P song?
I have Blue Monday by New Order. I guess Grandmaster, anything
over 5 minutes?
No, not even that. Like, I can put a 3.5-minute song on and go and then come back. The thing is, it's hard to explain, but it's one of those things where once you've done it enough and you know your music collection enough, it's like you just load up a song and you load up another song, and then I can go bugger off, and then I can have 30 seconds left and be like,
you got to know the song. Like, you know what part the song is up to.
That's
I did that the other night. I put something on, and I was just like, cool, I know this song inside and out, so I can run, go pee, and then come back. But usually my one song, I remember I used to always have to, I know, going to probably wrap things up.
Yeah, that's all good.
I remember when we were doing Respawn at the Aberdeen, there was a spot I had parked my car. There was a few nights I had to move my car while I was DJing.
Really?
So I'd always put on Grease.
Grease, yeah.
It was just such a long song, and you just
it.
know every bit of the song. I was able to run downstairs, move my car, move it back in, run back up, and then play the next song.
See, like, I've got the habit of I'll put the tequila song on, and then I'll run up to the bar and get 2 shots of tequila, and then I run back, and then as soon as it's tequila, have a shot of tequila, tequila. And the thing is, it's like, it's one thing I've found with DJing is it's like it's interacting with the crowd. So if you put the tequila song on, right, and like I always notify the bar first. So okay, like, you know, the song before, I'll run up to the bar and be like, okay, can I have 2 shots of tequila? And then I'll run back to the DJ booth.
You train the bartenders to bring them up to you.
Well, it's the fun part of it though, because then everyone looks around. So the DJ's playing tequila.
Yeah.
Where's the DJ? He's at the bar. That kind of thing.
Hell yeah.
You know, like I've gotten into the habit of playing, like, I actually play the Pokemon theme song out and about.
Yep.
And I play about 30 seconds, 40 seconds, where the first break
That's literally Respawn's anthem.
Yeah, it's a banger. Like, and the thing is, people love it because they can recognize it. I've also started playing Austin Powers theme song out. The Bossa Nova, whatever it is.
Yep.
And the thing is, it's just like on Saturday night, I had a group of girls sitting outside and I put that on and I'm just dancing, because when I go and DJ, it's like, I've said this before to other guests and stuff like that, and Genga makes a really good point of it, where if you don't go and have fun, they're not going to have fun.
Yep.
I mean, like, if you're just not boring DJ, but if you're playing a really great mix, but you look like you're depressed and you don't want to be there, then people see you and go, oh, he's not having fun. I don't want to have fun.
Yeah.
But if you're bouncing off the walls and you've had 2 coffees and you're just like, let's just have fun kind of thing, that's what I mean. So I played the Austin Powers theme song and I started doing a little bit of a dance to it. The girls outside was like, who the fuck's this guy? But it's the play on the words.
I'm going to come watch this dance of yours.
Yeah. You got to, well, if you book me at Respawn, I'll get people dancing. I'll get people really dancing.
I remember you said that.
Yeah, trust me. I'll get a rave going.
Yeah, love it.
It will be only like an hour set, right? Maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Because the longer the better. The longer, the bigger the party.
The more the longer the set, the more the dancing.
Yeah, that's it. Like I'll throw Comcraft 400 in there or whatever and get everyone going da 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 da.
I have no idea what that is, but
yeah, we'll play it after that.
All right.
Yeah, that's a banger of a track. But okay, we got to wrap it up.
yes.
That's the thing. We can get carried away, and like when we first started doing this, like very, very first started doing this, we had a trial episode. We stayed in this garage for 6.5 hours. We got so drunk. So drunk. Like, we got copyright strike because Damo and his mate we were singing Oasis, into the microphone, and then
It picked up.
and then it was the backing track in the background, and their voices over it picked up in Facebook and got copyrighted. But yeah, thank you.
You got Zuckerberg.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Anytime. I would, definitely love to do part 2.
Yeah, 100%. I want to get you back in for part 2 no matter what.
Hell yeah.
And like I've said to other guests as well, what we're doing towards the end of the year, hopefully, is that we're going to start having like a bit of a panel in a way. And so we'll have 2 guests over there, maybe 2 guests here, and then we'll have me here. And then we'll just I'll just feed you guys questions and let's just have a discussion. And it'll probably be like, I reckon, a 2-hour thing. But it would just be literally like, just hang out, talk about music, talk about video games, talk about anything.
I'll rope Greg into it. Me and him a bit of a 2 grumpy old men. So
Are you hearing that, Greg? If you're watching, because he does watch a few of these episodes.
he'll be like, grumpy.
Yeah. I love him to bits. He's a fucking teddy bear. He's a great guy.
Love him.
Really good dude. All right, so
That's it.
yeah, that's it. We got to wrap it up. And next week we have on. Me and Damo made this discussion where I was supposed to give him the artist name of who's coming on. Oh, Ringo's coming on. I can't wait. Ringo is actually a really good friend of mine who used to come to Capital all the time, and he started breaking out into the DJ industry, but he's been around for like 8 years, not as a DJ, but like DJing for about 3-4 years or something like that. But he's just seen like what's happened to the scene, and he's a great guy. Like he's like Greg. He's just a good dude.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of good dudes in the industry. Which
100%.
I think we need to speak about a lot more.
Yeah. There are so many people out there that actually are doing the right thing, and they're just bubbly, nice, extroverting kind of people. Like
100%.
So yeah, keep doing what you're doing, Perth.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Or me or Perth.
Perth, everybody.
Yeah, everyone.
But
Yeah.
thank you, Frankie.
No,
man.
thank you.
Honestly,
keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I will. Like, I want to keep doing what I'm doing because this is so much fun. I learned so much. We had a composer on. I got to wrap it up, but we had a composer on last week, right? Tim Newhouse, and I don't know anything about composing.
Yeah.
But like, I was just sitting there trying to ask questions, and I should have like written up questions beforehand. But just sitting there listening to him talk about like doing like he had like a 45-minute piece, like a work of music, right? Where it had like 8 to 12 people or something like that working on it, like playing it. So like a brass section, string section, that kind of thing. Just listening is like, I just push buttons.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
Yep.
And like, you're actually like a conductor. Like, I'm impressed. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to keep doing this. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So thank you once again, honestly. This has been great. And Damo, thank you for doing your thing, even though you didn't have your microphone on tonight because we had technical issues, but still, yeah, you looked up heaps of things. It was awesome.
You did the Google well.
The Google well. Thank you, Jaimie. All right. So we're wrapping it up and we'll see you next Tuesday with Ringo. Cannot wait. All right. We got to wait.